I'm Steve with Locking Security Mailbox, and this is our large locking wall-mounted mailbox, item number JCLLVW. This one actually comes in two versions. This is the vertical version, and we also have one that's a horizontal version, and basically it's more square-like. So this one is more rectangular, and the other one's square. And so if you have a little bit wider of a product that's being dropped in it, or maybe you just don't have the area, the space that can fit this taller one, we do have the horizontal version as well. So this one is made of 14 gauge steel. As you can see, it's powder coated. This is our gray color that you see here. It's 14 gauge electro-galvanized steel. It has a fairly good sized drop capacity. It's not our largest version. We actually have an extra large version. JCLLXL wall is the item number for that one. But this is a good standard size. So if you have items like just regular mail, for example, magazines, some things from Amazon or Walmart that are being dropped in there, you can put a small telephone book. You couldn't put the largest size telephone book in there. Small DVD size cases, overstuffed envelopes, magazines, anything like that, it works really well. Also works great as a payment drop box. So if you're an apartment complex and you accept rent payment, this one works really well. It has anti-phishing fingers, and we'll go over some of that in a moment. Let's get to the dimensions. So the dimensions on this is it's 12 inches wide, actually 12 and a 16th of an inch. So basically 12 inches wide, so magazines can easily fit inside here with the width. It's 8 inches deep in the storage capacity, but then it actually has a little over an inch, inch and a half inch overhang, which makes the total depth 10 inches. And that overhang makes it so this can be installed in direct weather, and that rain is going to be deflected because of the overhang. So 8.5 inch for the storage capacity, 10 inches total depth with the overhang. And then the height is 24 inches tall. So it's a good size drop box. The mail drop opening is 4.5 inches high. Okay, so 4.5 inches high for the drop capacity, and 10.5 inches on the width of the drop. You can see there's some framing inside here. So even though it's 12 inches wide, because of the framing, the reinforcement, you're not actually able to get anything 12 inches wide, but the depth of 12 inches would allow it to drop easily. It does have an outgoing mail tray, you can see right here. So if you have outgoing mail, obviously you set it there, your postal carrier sees it, and will take it when they go to drop off your mail. It also, the outgoing tray also works if you if you are using this as a payment drop box, you can put some blank envelopes in there. And that way your customers, or tenants, for example, if they need an envelope to drop their rent check in, you could provide it there. And if it is something that you don't like, we can actually cover that. There is an additional fee, but we basically block that off with some steel so someone doesn't inadvertently put in the outgoing mail slot and not on top of here for the to drop down into the locked area. The approximate weight, again with this 14 gauge steel, the approximate weight is about 32 pounds. That's going to vary depending on the lock that's put on there. It does have anti-phishing fingers. So what that means is if you try to reach in there, it's not very comfortable because of those fingers jab into your wrist. But more importantly is if they use like a coat hanger, for example, with something sticky on the end, and they try to fish it down, as they pull it out, it's going to hit those fingers and knock the items back down, so they can't take rent checks or your bank statements, credit card statements, things like that. So it's very difficult to fish items out with that. It does come with 5 lock options. This one actually has the Mededco lock with the claw and the heavier steel door. So this is our level 4 lock. Again, Mededco, and it has these gripping points here into this steel, and what happens is when you close and lock this, there's 4 additional gripping points that we call the claw, and it holds that door closed. And so if someone tries to pry it open, they're not just prying against the lock, but they're prying against those additional gripping points there. So that's the level 4. The level 1 is a standard lock, 5-pin, and it comes with a 7-gauge cam with a hook on it. And that 7-gauge, if you're not familiar with steel, the lower the number, the thicker. So 7-gauge is, it's really super thick. You couldn't bend it by any means. So our standard lock, don't take standard the wrong way. That standard lock is really great for most applications. If you're being targeted, that's when we recommend going with one of the higher levels. The level 2 gives you the Mededco lock, which is the deadbolt style, with an upgraded 10-gauge steel door. The level 3 gives you the claw with the standard cam lock and the heavier door. And then again, level 4 gives you all 3, the Mededco lock, the claw, and the thicker gauge steel. If you have any questions about that, feel free to give us a call at Locking Security Mailbox. And we're more than happy to talk over any of the features and give further explanation. It does have a powder coated finish. Again, this is the gray color. It does come in mineral bronze, which is really popular. Also, the black is probably the most popular, white and tan as well. It's designed for both U.S. postal mail to come in that's being received, also as a payment drop box. So if you're an office, for example, that receives payments, this works really well. It's powder coated finish. Again, if you are near the ocean or concerned about it rusting or anything, the electro-galvanized steel with the powder coated finish, usually if it's taken care of and not scratched up or anything, it's going to last your lifetime. If you're concerned about it with the salty air, put a coat of car wax on it every year or two, and that's going to promote a lot of longevity. It does have pre-drilled mounting holes in the back. It's a little key hook there, so you set the screw, set it down on there, and then tighten it up. There's 4 of them. It also has holes in the bottom, so it can be secured to a post as well. So it has various applications. There is a rear access for both this version and the extra large version. And what the rear access means is if you're actually going to cut a hole in the wall and insert it into the wall, instead of the Dropbox being here, the access being here, the access is in the back. And so that allows you to recess it into the wall and access it from the back side. This is made in the USA, and we do customize Dropboxes. So if you have a Dropbox that is not, or you need a Dropbox or a mailbox that doesn't fit your needs, give us a call or email us, and we can talk you through a custom Dropbox that we can make for you that'll fit your needs if that's going through the wall or any other application like that. Again, this is our standard size wall-mounted large locking mailbox, item number JCLLVW, 14-gauge steel. We can make it out of aluminum. We can make it out of stainless steel. Those are special order. Typical turnaround time on this particular box is about 5 to 8 business days because we do make them to order. And again, contact us at lockingsecuritymailbox.com if you have any questions or concerns, and we are more than happy to help you out and get you the right mailbox.